Hi everyone, welcome back to GK Today. I am Sian. Very good morning. So, how are you all? Hope everyone is doing fine. Here we are discussing the daily 20 MCQ series of GK Today, and here we go with the first one. The Bonn Climate Change Conference is held annually under which international agreement? So here we are discussing a major conference which is a part of a major agreement adopted in 1992, and that is option number C, the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, which was signed in 1992, which is working to fight the climate change and to achieve the Sustainable Development Goal 13. So recently, a major conference related with the UNFCCC agreement, that is the Bonn Climate Change Conference, began on 16th of June 2025 in a city of Germany, that is Bonn, with more than 5,000 delegates attending. Basically, it is an annual meeting under the UNFCCC, and it is a mid-year summit that is also called the sessions of the UNFCCC subsidiary bodies. Basically, this conference complements the yearly conference of the parties, the COP, associated with the UNFCCC. So basically here there are two major annual summits of the UNFCCC agreement. The first one, the Bonn Climate Change Conference, the mid-year meeting, and the Conference of the Parties, the COP, the year-ending meeting. So here we are discussing the UNFCCC, basically adopted in 1992 at the Earth Summit, basically a global treaty signed in the Rio de Janeiro, the Brazil. Basically, what is the India's role in UNFCCC? So India joined it in 1993, the representative agency or ministry from India, and that is the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, to the UNFCCC, which focuses to reduce greenhouse gas emission to fight climate change. So here we are discussing the Conference of Parties, the major COP that is associated with UNFCCC and as per exam point of view. So the first COP basically started in 1995. The location is at Berlin in Germany. The COP 1, the groundwork for future negotiation to fight the climate change. Further, the COP 3 is important because here a major declaration by the UNFCCC agreement, and that is the Kyoto Protocol, adopted in COP 3 1997, held in Kyoto in Japan. Basically, it is the first legally binding agreement which focused on cutting the target of 5.2% for net greenhouse gas emission and came into force in 2005. So overall, you have to remember the Kyoto Protocol launched in 2005 and basically associated to reduce the greenhouse gas emission by 5.2%, right? But further, it is eliminated by the Paris Agreement. So here we are discussing the COP 21 held in Paris, France in 2015, and the importance of COP 21, and that is the Paris Agreement. Basically, it started to limit the global warming below 2 degrees Celsius, aim for 1.5 degrees Celsius exactly, and the target year is 2030 for Paris Agreement, and it replaced the Kyoto Protocol 1997. Further, there is a COP, that is the COP 8. It is also important because it is held in New Delhi, India, and Delhi Declaration was the highlight of COP 8 2002. COP 26, here we are discussing because here the PM Narendra Modi announced the net zero target of India, and the target year is 2070, and the COP 26, its location is the Glasgow, UK, and held in 2021, the 26th Conference of Parties under the UNFCCC. Further, there is an ongoing COP, that is COP 29 at Baku in Azerbaijan. It is very, very important because the main objective, the main conclusion of COP29, and that is the setup of NCQG, the new collective quantified goal. So basically there is a goal of $300 billion per year from the developed countries to the developing countries, and the target year is 2035. It means the developed countries have to collect the $300 billion per year fund for the developing countries so that they can find the solution for the climate change. They can complete their targets for the climate goal, right? And collectively there is a target of $1.3 trillion per year. In this target, $1 trillion it will be organized by the bank, and the $0.3 trillion, that is the $300 billion, funded by the developed countries to the developing countries so that they can complete their climate goals. And overall, UNFCCC, it works to achieve the Sustainable Development Goal 13, the climate change, and to implement the Paris Agreement by 2030 to reduce the greenhouse gas and the global warming. Moving on, here we are discussing some major questions that is related with the climate category. The next, the Baku to Belem roadmap was adopted during which international climate conference, and that is the COP29 held at Baku in Azerbaijan. And the next COP that will be in Brazil, exactly the city is Baku, the COP30. And the main objective of COP30 to take the follow-up of the newly established, the new collective quantify goal, and that's why it is called the Baku to Belem roadmap. What is the rank of India in the climate change performance index? And that is 10th. Which US state become the first to introduce a climate impact fee? That is by United States, and the United States initiated it in its only island state, and that is the 50th state of US, the Hawaii. Which country has developed a high resolution ocean simulation system called LICOMK++ to better study ocean and climate patterns? And basically it is by China. Here the related sustainable development goal with the ocean, that is 14, and with the climate change, that is sustainable development goal 13. Next one, where was the first ever Himalayan high altitude atmospheric and climate center launched? And that is the Udhampur, Jammu and Kashmir. A major report, and that is how does climate change impact women and children, and it is released by the Ministry of Women and Child Development. Current cabinet minister is basically, she is the Annapurna Devi, and she replaced the Smriti Irani in Modi 3.0 cabinet. Moving on, the next one, here we are discussing the project Vishnu by the DRDO. So recently under project Vishnu, the ETLDHCM is developed by which organization? And that is the DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization. So India is set to test its most advanced indigenously developed missile called the Extended Trajectory Long Duration Hypersonic Cruise Missile. Basically, it is indigenously developed by the DRDO, whose DJ is recently the Mr. Samir Sir, under a program named Project Vishnu. Basically, the ETLDHCM, it is a long-range missile that travels at hypersonic speed, meaning it is over 5 times the speed of sound, and it can achieve the Mach 8 speed as well. Basically, it has a strike range of 1500 km and making it nearly impossible to intercept with current defense system. So, the most advanced indigenously developed missile under Project Vishnu recently by DRDO, and that is the ETLDHCM. Moving on, the next one. Here we are discussing the International Big Cat Alliance set up by the PM Modi. And recently, which country hosted the first assembly to the International Big Cat Alliance? and that is the India. India hosted the first ever assembly in New Delhi on 16th of June 2025. Overall, here we are discussing the IBCA. It was launched by India's National Tiger Conservation Authority in March 2024 to conserve big cats globally. Basically, big cats, tiger, including tiger, lion, cheetah, snow leopard, puma, jaguar, and the leopard. And please, you have to mention their IUCN status in the comment box. Basically, the International Big Cat Alliance, it is initiated by the PM Modi on Global Tiger Day in 2019. And Global Tiger Day we observe annually on 29 July, right? It includes the IBCA. It includes 96 countries and the multiple global conservation partners. And recently in the first summit, 9 countries attended it, including Bhutan, Cambodia, Eswatini, Guinea, India, Liberia, Suriname, Somalia, and the Kazakhstan. Overall, the IBCA, it was officially launched by the Prime Minister of India to commemorate the 50th year of Project Tiger in 2023 and officially launched in March 2024 and declared by the PM Modi in 2019. Overall, the 2024 is important, the official launching date. Moving on the next one. So here we are discussing a major place in news category, and that is Tura bypass, and it is located in which state? And the state is Meghalaya. So recently the central government has approved a fund that is of 951.27 crore for building the Tura bypass in Meghalaya. Basically, Meghalaya, its capital is Shillong, and it is known for its a place that is considered the heaviest rainfall site in the world, and that is the Mawsin Ram, the wettest place on earth and located in the Meghalaya state. So recently Meghalaya was in news just because of Tura bypass, and center has allocated a fund for the construction of this bypass. Basically, the bypass will connect 2 national highways, and that are the National Highway 127B to National Highway 217. Its total length is 29.0 kilometer, 03 kilometer, and it is a 2-lane road. Overall, you have to remember 2 main villages that are being connected by the Tura bypass in Meghalaya. Sanchengri village, and other one is the Jingit Chakagri village in the Meghalaya. So these 2 villages will be connected by the Tura bypass, and that's why it was in news. Moving on, the next one. Where was the 113th International Labour Conference 2025 held? So it is not a new update. We already have discussed the 113th edition of ILC, and the hosting city is the headquarter of ILC, and that is the Geneva, Switzerland. So recently, the 113th ILC was held in Geneva from 2nd to 13th of June 2025 with over 5,400 delegates from government, employers, and the workers' organization. Basically, it is a tripartite organization of the United Nations. So ILC, it is an annual meeting of 187 member states, and basically it is a special agency under United Nations and founded in 1919 through the League of Nations. Currently it has some 187 member countries, right? It is very important because recently the 113th edition of ILC adopted a major convention, and that is the convention number 192. Its focus is for biological hazard, to give the protection to the labor for biological hazard just like bacteria or virus. So to give the protection from bacteria, virus, the ILC recently has adopted convention number 192, and recently they amended a existed convention, and that is the Maritime Labour Convention, and exactly it is convention number 186. So recently in the latest summit, the ILC amended the C-186, that is the Maritime Labour Convention, to protect the ocean laborers' rights. Right? Moving on, the next one. PM-WANI scheme is associated with which sector? So a major scheme in news, that is PM-WANI, and basically it is associated with the internet services. So recently the implementing agency of the PM-WANI scheme, and that is the TRAI, the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, recently released the Telecommunication Tariff Order 2025 for retail broadband under the PM-WANI scheme. Basically here PM-WANI stands for Prime Minister Wi-Fi Access Network Interface and was approved by the Union Cabinet on 9th of December 2020. It aims to expand affordable broadband access through public Wi-Fi networks across India, supporting the National Digital Communication Policy 2018. So basically PM-WANI scheme, it aligns with the National Digital Communication Policy. It comes under the National Digital Communication Policy 2018. Right? And a major body here we are discussing the TRAI. Its founding year is 1997. Headquarters located at New Delhi. Moving on, the next one. A recent day in news, and that is World Crocodile Day. And it is celebrated every year on which day? And that is the 17th of June. So Indian government is working on the protection of crocodile as well. Basically there is a project, and that is the Crocodile Conservation Program, began in 1975 by the Indian government, and recently in 2025 the government of India is celebrating 50 years of this program. And World Crocodile Day, it is observed annually on 17th of June. Basically in India has three main crocodile species, including the gharial, the saltwater crocodile, and the mugger. And recently the government of India initiated a project named the New Gharial Project, and it was recently launched to enhance conservation for the mugger crocodile, covering these three main species. So here you have to remember the program in 1975, the Crocodile Conservation Program, and the date 17th of June, annually celebrated as World Crocodile Day. Moving on, the next one. Which city is the host of Hockey India Masters Cup 2025? So here we are discussing a major tournament, first of its kind initiative, and the first hosting capital basically it is, and that is Chennai from Tamil Nadu. So recently the hockey unit of Tamil Nadu announced the Hockey India Master Cup 2025, and they will host the first edition of this major tournament from 18th of June to 27 June at Mayor Radhakrishnan Stadium, Chennai. Basically there is a age limit for men and women for this tournament. The tournament is for men over 40 years and women over 35, featuring 12 men's team and 8 women's team in group matches, followed by knockouts and the final. And the highlight of this tournament, the former Olympian, the Sudha Chaudhary from the Haryana and the Adam Sinclair from the Tamil Nadu, they will participate in this major tournament organized by the Chennai, the first edition of the Hockey India Masters Cup. And that's why this question was in news. Moving on, here we are discussing a major international day that is recently recognized by the United Nations. So which day has been declared as the International Day Against Unilateral Coercive Measures by the United Nations General Assembly, and that day is option number D, 4th of December. So recently the main organ of United Nations, and that is the United Nations General Assembly, recently has declared 4th of December as the International Day Against Unilateral Coercive Measures, right? The resolution was adopted recently with 116 votes in favor, 51 against, and 6 there no response, mainly from global north countries. So overall It calls on all nations to refrain from unilateral action that breach international law or the UN Charter. So you have to remember a major day recently recognized by the United Nations, and that is the 4th of December. Here we are discussing some major facts that is related with the United Nations General Assembly. Recently, Annalena Baerbock appointed the President of the United Nations General Assembly's 80th session. Basically, their headquarters, it is located at New York in United States of America. Recently, the United Nations General Assembly, it has 193 member state, the only UN body with universal representation. It has the concept of one nation, one vote. And basically there is a committee, that is UN Credential Committee. It verifies the credential of member state and select the major points, the major programs that can be the discussion point in the United Nations, initially approved by the United Nations General Assembly. So the UN Credential Committee submits its report to the General Assembly for approval. And recently the UN General Assembly was in news because recently the UN General Assembly has recognized the 2026 as the International Year of the Women Farmer, and that's why we are discussing the General Assembly. Moving on, the next one, who has become the first woman to be appointed as Chief of the United Kingdom's Secret Intelligence Service, or MI6. So MI6, the secret organization, intelligence organization from the United Kingdom, and recently this major organization appointed its first chief woman, and that is the Blaise Matrivelli. So recently Blaise Matrivelli has been appointed as the new chief of the Secret Intelligence Service known as MI6, becoming the first woman to lead Britain's Foreign Intelligence Agency, and its founding year, that was 1909, before the World War I. Basically, she has 25 years of experience and is currently the DG, the Director of Technology and Innovation at MI6. And recently, the Prime Minister Keir Starmer, who recently has replaced the Rishi Sunak, confirmed her appointment, highlighting its importance for national security. So, a major appointment, that is Blaise Matrivelli for the MI6 unit. Right, here we are discussing some major appointment in news, and that are who has been appointed as a part-time member of the 16th Finance Commission, and that is T. Ravisankar, the new chairman of Economic Advisor Council to the PM, and that is S. Mahendra Dev. Luis Montenegro as the PM, and recently he has been appointed as PM of Portugal. Kamil Al-Taib Idris recently appointed the PM of Sudan, the new chairman of UPPSC, and that is Ajay Kumar, and recently he replaced the Priti Sudan. Salam Saleh bin Braikus, and he is the PM, recently appointed PM of the Yemen, and which institute has been appointed to lead the recently launched Pushpak National Mission on Drone Technology, and that institute is the IIT Bombay. Right, so with this question we are wrapping up this session, and the quiz of the day is associated with this sports current affair, and please you have to answer them in the comment box, and we will meet with the next session. For more information you can check the description box just below this video. Wrapping up.